What up, everybody? I am Simona with Marijuana Matters. Um, it's an exciting day. Real quick, I want to let you know what Marijuana Matters is about. We are a social enterprise whose mission is really to create pathways out of poverty for those most impacted by the failed drug war. So we do this through three pillars of work: education, advocacy, and entrepreneurship training. And we do this for the community, government, and cannabis industry. But enough about us. As you can see, I have two dynamic entrepreneurs here with me on screen. And they just so happen to be a husband and wife duo. And we've already started the conversation really. So it feels like we have a lot of ground to cover because y'all don't know who they are just yet. Or maybe you do and you're just getting more familiar with who they are. So without further ado, NFSD experience, would y'all mind just telling people who y'all are and what you got cooking in the kitchen right now?
Yes, so I am Chef Lo,
I'm the husband Buddha.
and I am the chef behind the operation and the chemist behind the products.
And I'm the salesperson. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure whatever she do and whatever she creates, the world's gonna get, and we're all gonna enjoy it because we do everything genuinely and from the heart. So I believe that everybody should be like knowledgeable about what we're doing, whether it's with cannabis, whether it's with Black love, whether it's with food, everything. So we're just here to bring the good vibes to the industries that we in, and show that like a husband and wife tandem can actually do it because a lot of people don't think it can be done.
That part.
That part. Can't state that enough. Yeah, some folks may not realize that it can be done, but y'all been doing it for a good long time, right?
5 years, 5 years.
Mhm.
Whew. Let them know 5 years in the making. And
Yeah,
my understanding, y'all have designed food experiences for big brands, be it Hyatt, Hilton,
Four
some
C,
major. Force it,
the W,
oh,
Yes.
corporate office of Hyatt and Hilton,
run it down.
Blue Duck Tavern, which is Park Hyatt, which is the luxury branch, like the top of the line over at Hyatt.
Mhm.
Everything we do, traveling experiences. We've been all up and down the East Coast, California, just sharing our food and our knowledge of cannabis with people, and having them fall in love with the plant and how it's consumed, just like we are.
Mhm. And
Mm,
just to elaborate on those brands, that's really where I got my start at. With before I introduced cannabis into my personal portfolio, I was in luxury hospitality. I worked in the kitchen, I managed the kitchen, and then I ended up managing the full operation of food and beverage on a very high level. And so that's really what sparked my want and need for this type of space, not only in the Black community, but also in the cannabis community.
I love that. I really
Mm-hmm.
do. Y'all, again, and if for those of you who may not know, working in the hospitality industry alone is stressful. And to be
I
in
Mm-hmm.
it,
could never. I could never. Yeah,
that's
I used to
hard.
pick her up at 2 o'clock every morning.
Oof,
It was
oof.
crazy.
That's work ethic though. That's the work ethic. That means that you've been at this for some time and you have a lot of experience under your belt. And if you haven't shared this already, I feel like you did, but I just want to reiterate for those people in the back. And I'm one of the people who normally, when watching panels and conversations, who are in the back. Can you tell people again, like, what does the NFSD experience? What does it stand for? What is that all
Mhm.
Yeah, of course. So NFSD is actually infused without any vowels. And
See, I
we
knew I was one of those people in the back.
yes, a lot of people call it NFSD, which is fine,
Yeah.
but it's or you can go the easy route and say infused. But we trademarked it because we knew we had something that not only was going to serve as an experience, but as a standard.
Yes.
As it relates to infusing the culture of cannabis and luxury hospitality with Black faces.
And
Um,
and I'm sorry, honey, to cut
mhm,
you off, but we because she has so many different types and styles of food in her repertoire, we also infuse culinary traditions with our own. So that's the other part, like from Korean to Caribbean to American to French to everything, you know, we can infuse however things want it. Like we made rasta pasta ravioli last weekend, which is Italian and Caribbean, and just showing those techniques. It's that's infused for real, like infusing foods, cannabis, and the Black experience.
Mm. Yo, I love the way that sounds. Hold on, look,
Yeah.
y'all making me hungry right now.
Hey,
Yeah, that is a
I'm wait.
signature.
Listen, I'm waiting
You
for
can't
lunch.
get that anywhere else but at Infuse of Rasta pasta shrimp ravioli. Like that's a one of a kind. You can't even. You can try to ask somebody else to do it, but you know it's
No.
not going to be done right.
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? Look, I can't wait, y'all. I feel like when you talk about like cooking with cannabis, a lot of us don't really know what to do, how to do it, and it's not necessarily supposed to be our lane.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mhm.
being able, like you said, to have experiences that loops in the culture, that loops in well, cultures of different, backgrounds, but it still has this like black influence to it in terms of like
Mm-hmm.
you all being in the space and being the lead of what you do. I
Mhm.
feel like how can you not want to indulge? How can you not want to take part in some of that deliciousness of
Right.
Mm-hmm.
our cooking? I mean,
Yeah.
that's important. So I hear a little birdie. Well, I already know in 20 days from now, little birdie
Yeah.
said it, but I just want to
Yes.
make sure that we put a lot of emphasis on how people can tap into what y'all are doing, right? I know you have
Mhm.
different lead up events. If you want to share about those, definitely feel free. But also tell us what's happening in 20 days because I know it's something special.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So on April 22nd, we are having a launch party for our product, our CBD sensual oil, and that's it right there. Hold on, for you got to
Oh,
do the
go ahead.
you
You
got
got
to
them.
do the
Yeah.
content,
Yeah. She got them pretty
do the
nails.
got to do the content hand so they can see get into that label and everything. But it's called Fuel. Um and we named it that because it really ignites a lot of different things. So
A
with
lot of
using
organs.
CBD, we've created this massage oil, if you will call it, that eases the body, it soothes the body, and it's amazing for just the overall body effects that CBD helps with.
But
But then it also serves a purpose as being a natural lubricant. And this is something that we used a lot before we even presented it to people. And either way, we'll get more into the product. But yes, on February twenty
no,
second.
whoa, April.
I'm
April.
sorry, April 22nd. Yeah, still stuck
The
in.
years been going by fast. It's okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
it.
believe
Oh
we're in
my
April.
gosh, like
It's okay.
crazy. We're already into the second quarter. It's ridiculous. But yes, April 22nd, 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. We're having an adult prom, and so we wanted it to be a very sexy, sensual space that feels grown. I am gonna be cooking. There will be food there, so you can have a nice dinner, enjoy vibes from other grown people, and learn more about the sensual oil. And we're gonna, really highlight Black love, Black intimacy, and being able to get equity in the cannabis space without it having to be in a plant touching business. So we're exposing our community to a lot of different things, but in a way where they can feel like they're getting an experience, and not even realize that they're really going to take home a lot of education.
Mm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the event is being held at Restaurant 55, which is at 5005 Jackson Street in Hyattsville, Maryland. For we're native Washingtonians,
Mm-hmm.
and if you know, like we know, it's the old Fuegos.
But it's high class
Oh,
now.
oh.
Let them know.
It's an amazing space.
Mhm.
There's going to be food, tables, music by DJ Valet J and Frankie J.
Mhm.
There's also going to be a smoker section outside. You're going to be able to procure our fuel, sensual oil, as well as have some experiences from a couple of other vendors that we have there. Um, it's going to be a hell of an experience for
Mhm.
sure. Um,
And it's on the day of the National Cannabis
yes,
Fest.
so you can go and have
So
fun.
you can go,
Yeah,
get you some light outside, get you some vitamin D at the Cannabis Fest,
soak
clean
up
it
that,
up real
soak
quick
up that
and
sun.
show them how you do it at night,
Yeah,
with Infuse, because we're
get real
going to really
sexy on
take
them.
it up.
Get real
We're
sexy on
going
'em.
to have a good night. And like I said, we're going to have some information about CBD. We're going to highlight, this amazing product and let it be the catalyst for a lot of conversations that we should be having in the Black community. Because I feel like as much as we love Black business, we have to love Black love. We have to love what that all means, because we can be business partners all day, and this is something that we have to balance ourselves, because we solely work together. We're working together every day, all day. We have different we have a multifaceted um business, and so that's just more things for us to have our hands in together. And so we have to learn, or we've had to learn, to separate business from home at some point, and that brings it back into the intimacy. And I'm gonna tell you, this CBD oil has done amazing things for us personally, because it really,
It brings you together.
it makes intimacy feel like galactic. I can't even really explain it. It just
Galactic.
feels
I
like
love that.
yeah,
a very intentional time,
mhm.
because you're feeling everything.
And it's not even just the the sex part,
Mm-mm.
it's the, like, so with her being a
Massage
chef,
oil.
with her being a chef, like, she's always standing on her feet,
Mm.
right? Like, so I can pay for a million pedicures, but that does not help that, like, her feet be sore. Like, she be standing on them, like, she can develop plantar fasciitis or anything. Just like, so when and in the evenings, I'll take the essential oil, fuel, essential oil, and I'll rub her feet with it, rub her ankles, and it
Mm.
decreases the inflammation of
Mm-hmm.
standing on it. It's just an intimate act of us sitting here watching TV together. Monique beat the hell out of Derek, but it's just like, but we rubbing feet, and it's just like, she's like, oh my God, my husband's doing something for me that's sexy, but it's not like sexual, and we just in an intimate space.
Mm-hmm.
So, and after that, right there, like, we are business partners all day. Like, she be yelling like crazy in the kitchen, like, go crazy. And I'd be like, yo, I'm the man of the house, but I have to understand that, like, it's a dynamic. It's a dynamic between us, and that we have to find spaces of intimacy wherever they are.
Mm.
And fuel really, like, just helps us capture those spaces and be in
Mm-hmm.
them intentionally.
It does.
I love that. I mean, I love everything that you all just shared. I mean, Lo, Buddha, like, I it can't be emphasized enough. And this is the education kind of part of it, but the fact that you all are intentionally designing an experience where people are not only going to have fun, adults are not only going to be able to relive their prom, right? Take it up
Yes.
from high school, because we all know high school you may or may have not like been the cheerleader or the football player. You may have not been the self.
Right. But now that you
And
of
there
the
were a lot
age,
of things you
you that
couldn't do.
nigga, you that girl.
There were a lot of things you couldn't do, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's really one thing for me that is making this experience, because I named the prom, Fuel Your Love
Mhm.
Prom, because it's surrounded around the fuel sensual oil, and that's about love and intimacy. But also the tagline of it is the way prom was meant to be, because as a child, in high school, getting ready to transition into college, you're still restricted from a lot of things. You're restricted from cannabis, you're restricted from alcohol. And if you did it, you did it on some, you had to sneak it, you had to. But now, you can roll up your J. You can have you a nice little, drink a Louis before you leave the house, get real nice, have your driver take you, or whatever it is. And then in your night with fuel with the person who you trust, you know what I'm saying? And not,
Absolutely.
it's a really real different experience, but also the nostalgia of it is still going to be there because it's a prom, and that's really the one thing, that the one aspect about the adult part of the prom that I'm really looking forward to, is people experiencing it through adult lenses.
I love that. I
Mhm.
freaking love that.
Yeah.
Um, your point about, like, again, consuming in a structured way, consuming
Mhm.
in an intentional way with your partner, not just with some fly by night person, right? From
Yeah.
Mhm.
you get married,
Or maybe,
or just, you're right.
the singles will be ready to mingle at the prom too.
Absolutely.
So, maybe you'll make a connection. Who knows?
You should show up whether you're a part of a couple or not. If you are
Yes,
single,
Yeah.
absolutely come
Yeah.
with your girlfriends, get dolled up, right? That's like brothers.
exactly.
Make it an
So,
experience. Yeah, make it
Mhm.
an experience. Like, we all know that, like, some of us haven't found our person yet, right? But we have found our people,
Yeah.
and we can share experiences with them as well.
Mhm.
mhm.
And that's what, like, that's the other part. Like, a lot of people went to prom with their girlfriends, their homies, like, they people, and like that was still a hell of an experience. So do what makes you feel most comfortable. But we got
Mhm.
tables, we got couples tickets, we got singles tickets, we got, like, what I'm saying, we got everything for
Got the
everybody.
options.
Yeah,
Options,
it's options.
Yeah, yeah.
However you wanna enjoy, you can enjoy it.
I love that. I freaking love that. And like you said, folks that are coming into town, into DC in particular for the National Cannabis Fest, this is
Hmm.
an absolutely perfect
Oh
way,
yeah.
nightcap. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Your
Mhm.
this,
day.
you can
Your day
experience
right there.
DC the right way.
Yeah.
Being in down in the mall, or RFK, my bad. Being over at the festival, and then coming to party with us, and I actually see, like, what DC is about,
Yeah.
and instead of what the news is telling you about. Like, everything here isn't politics. Like,
Mhm.
we have a great time. We're good people. It's an
Yeah.
amazing
And
environment
we
to
and
grow
we
up in.
bring out some good people too.
Yeah.
It's going to
Mhm.
be even greater for networking. You can continue networking, at night after you leave the National Cannabis Fest, but in a different scene, in a different setting. Some people have asked me like, "Well, what should I wear?" Because they're thinking about prom.
Whatever you want,
Whatever you want,
whatever makes you
whatever makes
feel
you feel
fly. You know what I'm
I
sexy,
saying?
love that.
And I'm,
whatever.
oh,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell y'all my outfit, but I'm about to tell
Uh-oh.
you, ladies.
Gonna give them a
He
teaser.
don't
Yeah,
even know his outfit
I
because I'm gonna
don't,
pick it.
I don't even know it yet.
He don't know.
Mm.
But
But it's gonna
yes,
be fly.
come as you are.
That's the benefit of being married. I don't have to choose my outfits.
Mhm.
Aw.
Yeah.
Y'all, I just love the energy y'all have for each other. Energy, obviously, that y'all have put into your business it's felt, right?
Mhm.
And you can tell it's something that is really fueling, right, y'all mission and how y'all
Yes.
plan to impact the community. Because you said something a bit earlier, and I want to know if you can come back to that and explain to people. You said, what does equity look like in the cannabis space when it's not plant touching? Can you elaborate a little bit more so folks can better
For
understand what
sure.
you mean by that?
Yeah, for sure. I think that once the regulations started to roll out and allow people to partake in the business of cannabis, I think all of the ideas and all of the direction that was on the forefront was more so about touching the plant, being a dispensary, being a purveyor, someone who is producing products. But there are also there's an ancillary side where there is no plant touching, and there aren't a lot of that extra oversight, that extra capital that you have to have to even get into, plant touching. So when you're thinking about CBD and when you're thinking about any other type of ancillary services, like people can be
Cooking.
lawyers, people can be in, real estate, in the cannabis industry, I think that we have to get a little more clever about tapping into spaces that are underdeveloped, but also where there's honestly or where there could also be a demand for something like a CBD product, or a lawyer who understands cannabis laws, and a realtor who understands cannabis zoning. So we always tell people who are looking to get into this business that there are different avenues, and for us CBD has been a great one because we don't have to cultivate our own CBD, because CBD is completely legal. It's something that you can, literally get off Amazon at this point, to use to
Which is
enhance.
wild, right? We've come a
Wow.
long way.
Exactly. To use in different products and stuff. So when people hear about our products specifically, they don't even realize the lengths, that this one product can go, because it's a massage oil, but it's also good for, just overall aches and pains. So I can sell this to a gym, I can sell this to a masseuse, I can sell this in a CBD shop. There are so many opportunities here. And so I think that a lot of times you can tell people, oh, don't look over here, look over here. But once you actually put that action behind it and you roll out this product, and now people are like, oh, how you do that? And, they want to know how to get into it. So I like to feel like, we're serving as catalysts to show, the community that there are other avenues in cannabis.
Oh yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Buddha, did you want to add in as well? I saw. I can kind of see now when your mind is percolating.
Oh nah, so I stand on everything that she stood on. As as someone who was very hesitant to get into business of cannabis, like it literally took her. So we've been doing this for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it took her 3 years before that. Like as soon as we got, let's see, we got,
Yeah.
no, we
It
got
was
married,
before we were married.
before we got married. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 2016, she was like, "Oh, I want to do this with cannabis," and I'm like, "No, like slow your roll, kingpin."
He didn't even get
I
it.
didn't understand it at all because like growing up in DC, like I was told like weed, like they had crazy names for it that don't make sense. That they was dope, reefer, the magic flower, puff puff drag, like it was all these things, and it just like until I tried it myself in college, I was like, the weed was totally negative, right? Totally
Mm-hmm.
negative. And then I tried it myself, and I was smoking. I didn't know why I was smoking. Like I was just in college. I was just like, I'm smoking. We
Mm-hmm.
smoking. It was a group of us. We smoking. We doing. We're being rebels. And I stopped smoking after that. I stopped smoking for 4 years, and it wasn't until like I had my own ordeal with like depression and anxiety, where like she was like, hit the J with me one time, babe. Hit the J with me. And I'm like, no, I ain't hit the J. She was like, hit the J with me one time. And so I hit the J, and I'm like, yo, this is the best shit ever. Like, and I didn't feel the anxiety, depression. I didn't feel these things that I felt in that space. And I was like, I became a super advocate for it, but I was still scared to get into business because
Mm-hmm.
like it was just becoming legal. And she was like, we can be forefront, people. And I'm like, forefront, like, what are you talking about?
He
Like,
didn't even get it.
I'm not, for me personally, I'm not an early adapter. Like it took me 3 years
Mm-hmm.
to get AirPods. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the glitches. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see like who about to
He
get
wanna
jammed,
see.
who about to get jammed up before I get jammed up.
And
So
I'm an early
and
adapter.
she's like, let's jump on board.
Oh yeah.
She put
I'm
like
feeling the crypto
yeah,
crash.
oh she would. So it took me a minute, and once I got in it, and she showed me, and she started doing this stuff, and she putting her little touches on it. Like we make food, and all of our meals come with 24 karat gold. So like you're really having a 5-star dining experience when you're eating with us, and like literally edible 24 karat gold.
Mm-hmm.
And when she started doing that, and like doing things that were just out of the box, but it was still cannabis. It was still weed. I was like, oh man, she crazy with it. Cause I wasn't like, I'm a salesperson. Like I've sold everything, you know, and I got laid off for selling too much. Like they were like, yo, there's nothing else in our portfolio. We're going more consumer based. We don't have nothing for you to sell. It's time for you to go. And I'm sitting here like on Monster. She's literally still doing Infuse and still building a brand. And I'm on Monster. Like I'm still looking for a job. I gotta protect and provide. Like I can't just sit here. And she was like, yo, she literally hid the computer and was like, no, you're gonna work for me. Like you're gonna work for us. And you're gonna put on.
I love
Nah,
that.
she did not ask.
I'm like, well, you're already
it was
50-50
she,
owner,
she
so
was
it's like
she said it's a
just give me
command.
some, just give me this energy that you're giving everybody else, because I feel like the hardest thing nowadays to do is to bet on yourself because of the fear of not having this stability. And I call it stability because if someone else is controlling your money, then you're really never
Gonna be stable.
safe,
Right.
because you cannot predict how that is going to go. And so that was always my mindset, even while I was working in luxury hospitality. Once I got there, I was like, literally in every way, I would have all of these little small epiphanies like, oh, okay, this is what you can do for yourself, because you're here. And when I was the one, connecting with vendors and, deciding what was going on our shelves, I was realizing that a lot of these places and a lot of the people that I was connecting with were local. And I'm like, okay, so these are small businesses and you're selling treats to the Hyatt, you're selling treats to the Four Seasons, like little macaroons and stuff. I'm like, I do this on a daily basis in the kitchen, working with my private dining clients. And so I was like, I need to get a product, something that I can put on the shelf and it's going to be universal. And, CBD right now is just one of those things that I feel like it's very green. There's still some regulations being rolled out with THC, and it's great when I can get my hands on some medicinal products and, infuse foods for clients and stuff like that. But it's also great that I have this other option of CBD that I could really regulate myself, and use it to take our experience of life to a different height, because that's what this is for. This is to help us experience life, and show other people who look like us, that this is something that can be done.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I totally agree with her and stand on that. It's like when my mother came to me and was like, yo, I told her, I was like, yeah, Mom, I'm not sleeping real good. She was like, go to 7-Eleven and get some CBD gummies. I'm like, Mom, what you know about CBD? And
Wait a minute.
why is it at 7-Eleven? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here like,
Right.
I was already like all the way into like weed. And like, I was like, CBD, like, are you sure you should be taking that, Mom? And she was like, I get great sleep. And then she was like, yo, I'm about to do this. Da-da-da. I'm like, yeah, I just need, as long as as a true salesman person, what you need is knowledge of the product and knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? Like I know myself. I know I could sell water to a well, salt to a snail. Like that's me personally, right? But if I know something and I can grab this tangible thing right here and say this right here is what you need, like, and I understand the product, I'm gonna be able to sell it. And this is what you need. Like this right here transforms
Lives,
like
relationships.
really.
Like we've had intros into different types of relationships because of this product. Because we've had this product.
That was funny.
We've had this product for
3 years now.
3 years now, but I came up with a new formula that is shelf friendly and world friendly.
Oh, the first product was crazy. Can we talk about that right now?
No.
Okay.
And so I refined this product to make it acceptable across the board. But when we first started doing it, we were giving out samples, and that's really what made this product, because I made it specifically for a client.
One client.
because she wanted to indulge in cannabis with her partner who did not like to take cannabis any other kind of way.
She watered that down.
And so
wait, Simona, can we tell?
You're going to tell your side of the story when I'm done. Okay. That's one thing we're working on is talk time.
I get that. Trust me. As a married woman, I get it.
Sagittarius right here. His talk time is whenever he want to feel like he open his mouth. That's why it's funny when you were like, you can see his cues because he's being respectful to you, you know, because you're here. You're like a mediator right now. If it was both of us, just both of us, as soon as he hears something, he's like, oh no, but like, so we're going to
y'all are doing well.
The plan.
I love it. It is the balance.
Yes, but
she be watering stuff.
Okay, so she wanted to have high sex. Okay. With her partner, and the partner did not want to take it any kind of other way.
Gotcha.
And so, but you know, usually when they be like, oh, well, topicals, you don't feel the effects. But if you put it in certain areas, you will feel the effects. Like if you put certain stuff under your tongue, if you put certain stuff in your cavities, you know, you will feel the effects. And so she gave us great feedback on it. And from there, we had already been using it for like 6 months before I gave it to her. It's the scientist in me. I'm like, I can't just, you know, use it one day and say, okay, let me give it to
you. Yeah. You have to test it out.
Yeah. And so after she gave me good reviews and we already knew how we felt about it, we started giving it out in samples in different like cannabis connoisseur clubs. And so, and one of the people we gave it to was Jamal from Bouquet. And his feedback on it just like solidified that I needed to bottle it up. Like he was like, yo, what did you give me in that packet? Because it was like a little packet. It wasn't labeled. I told them what it was. I was like, look, it's a cannabis lube. But, you know, you can use it, you know, on your face. You can use it as a moisturizer,
beard
whatever. Oil. And he was like, nah, I use it for what y'all told me it was needed to be used for, you know. And so, and then multiple people in that club to the point where they were like, how much is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, every time they saw us, y'all got it now? It's in the bottles? Y'all got, like, I don't want no sample. Like, y'all need to give me a whole bottle of this. And so that's what then, you know, that demand for it made us put it in a bottle. And we had it the way that it was for 2 years. And it didn't get a lot of outward reviews because people are still shy and this is so crazy to me. Okay, you can get on Instagram, you can see everything
literally,
but people still don't talk about sex.
Yeah, it's still a taboo. It's still a taboo.
And so it's like the one of the biggest hurdles that we've had with the product is that people don't want to talk about intimacy and sex. And that's why I say it's a conversation that's missing out of the whole movement of Black love, because that is the basis of Black love. You know, we have to be able to be intimate with each other physically, emotionally, spiritually, for us to create solid foundations for love. You know, and so I would ask people to give us reviews and they'll text it to us. You know what I'm saying? But I tried to do a whole like video montage review. Nobody wanted to be in it.
They're like,
can you cover our faces? And it's like, why? We know that we're having sex. Like, we know that like people are still creating people. So sex is happening. You know what I'm saying? To the point where y'all rap about sex. Y'all sing about sex. You know, y'all insinuate sex, but there's never just a healthy conversation around it. And so we're really trying to change that as well with this product, because I don't want to take this to a sex spo. We could very well fall into the sex space with this product, but that's not where we want to take it, because I want people to see that just like any everyday conversation, sex is a natural, healthy thing. And when you're using something like the CBD essential oil, it really fuels the intention behind sex and intimacy. And so that's another thing that I wanted to throw out there.
I love that. I love again and what Buddha just earlier, even about the example of using it to like rub your feet after work, and then you can rub some other parts, right? It's
You know what I'm saying?
that
It's the
type of
gateway. It's the
yes.
gateway. You gotta know how to use what you got.
It's a
And
gateway.
yeah,
It
rub
is.
the feet. She get comfortable.
You giving people game. I see what you try to look. You really try to help people.
Listen,
Look,
listen, listen,
Let
listen,
them
try
know,
to get
babe.
listen.
you
She
try
went
to
to
get a part of the game.
listen. She went to the gym, right? It was back day. Take a little. Let me rub your back, babe. You know what I'm saying? You went from back to booty.
And it has 24-karat gold in it, so it looks good when you
Oh,
rub
bro,
it.
listen.
Oh,
So
okay.
the,
I
the
wonder
the
if
product
I can get
actually
it out of
has
here.
24 karat gold flakes in it. So like, oh man,
Let's see if we
it
can
could.
see something.
Can you see it? I was trying to flip it so y'all are in front.
Ah, it's little. You
I
can't
think
really
I
see
do.
it.
Yeah, I
You
see
can kind of see it, the specks,
it.
but like, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Let me see if I
Oh,
put it in my
let me put
hand.
that light on
Wait, live demonstration. No.
Right. Let me see if I can see the shimmer on my hand with the light. Where's the light?
it. I'm also. Okay, that's a message.
Bring it up here.
Here we go.
Oh, yep, you can see
Yeah,
it.
you can see it. You can see
Mm-hmm.
it really
Damn,
well. Yeah, you
Yes.
can.
a lot of gold in that.
Yes, I love it, and it's look at how moisturized my hand is.
Oh my,
You
yeah.
know, and it smells good. It's a proprietary blend of essential oils because I don't scent it like you know how usually you can get a product, you can get it in lavender, lemon, this,
Mm-hmm.
that, and third. It's scented to give your senses the feel of sensuality.
Yeah, yeah,
So
all
when
that
you
different
smell it, it's
flavors and
not
stuff.
like, and it's unisex. You know, you can it. A man can smell it and be like, "Oh, I like that," and a woman can smell it and be like, "I like that," you know, and I don't mind, you know, putting that on my skin. But it's also not going to overpower anything else, because like I said, some people like to just use it as a moisturizer. Like my hands literally feel like satin right now. Like I'm looking at myself in the camera, like rubbing my hands. I'm like, okay, stop rubbing your hands. I'm like, I can't.
You can't
It
help
feels
it.
so
Look,
good. It feels so
I
good.
mean, clearly you got something beautiful. Beautiful that you've created. That's really energizing and fueling all of this. The shimmer, the
Hmm.
softness, the
Yeah.
intimacy, the connection that's possible. Which makes it, that much more accessible. I would hope for folks, community, when they learn about your product, learn about y'all love, learn about, the team, the couple, coupleship that you all are putting into this, that they
Hmm.
are drawn to it, and they need to come out April 22nd. You feel me?
Yes,
Need to go ahead and
yes,
get their ticket to the
yes,
adult prom so that way they can not only have fun, but also do it in a way that makes the most sense for them to indulge. And like you were saying, whether it be cannabis, CBD, being able to
Hmm.
have conversation about the nightcap that folks will hopefully walk away with, because can they buy product there
yes,
at the adult
Yes,
prom too?
they will
yes.
be able to buy products at a
Okay.
discounted rate,
Okay.
because we already have some deals lined up. This thing is going to be on shelves. You know, so we want to extend a thank you, you know, even before everyone gets there to say, you know, if you come out, you can get this product at a discounted rate. And, you know, and also, you know, have access to learning more about our future events because we are going to take our community more private, um because I feel like I've been, or both of us have been enjoying seeing, you know, the social clubs and the member clubs, and you know, we have a community where we can flip it right over into, you know, making it more exclusive and private and very intentional, for the right people. So, you know, link with us while you can, so that you can, get first dibs on, the future events and products that we have coming out.
Y'all heard it here now, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Chef Lo and Boodah and I gave y'all the rundown of, the product, the event
Yes.
on April 22nd, and also giving you the scoop that, now is the time. Be an early adapter, right? It's what I hear you say.
Don't be like me. Don't be like
Be an
me.
early adapter. Be an early adapter and get into this community. It's gonna be a great um evolution, of Black love, Black businesses in cannabis, and just bridging the gap between those things.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank y'all so much. Is there
We
anything you
appreciate
want to
Thank
you.
you.
share with folks one more good time, in terms of ways that they can support you,
Yes. Yeah.
support what
I
you
know
are
you
Please.
got
doing?
some things you want to say.
Oh, nah. But please follow us on our platforms at NFSD Experience. You'll be able to find all the information there. To purchase
Infused,
tickets.
y'all. Don't
Yes.
think like infused.
Yes.
Infused
Yes.
experience.
Yes. Um,
NFSD.
but there you can purchase tickets. You'll also have access. The essential oil, you can purchase it early on our
Mm-hmm.
website.
And it is
Um,
discounted right now.
yes, yes, nfsddc.com.
No code needed.
And hit us up. We are here for all types of events. We are chefs. We're managers. We got everything that.
I'm the chef. He's the manager. And I just like to correct that because he has a talent of, really putting us in the right spaces around the right people, and that is such a niche that a lot of people don't know how to do, and he does it naturally. um and I'm in the kitchen, if you need a private chef in your home, if you need a catering team for events, we do small bites, we do family style setups, buffet setups, and we really bring an experience in everything that we do. Even if sometimes people are having like events and they're like, oh, can you bring your product down and set up, and and we love doing those types of things. So definitely connect with us on our Instagram. Like Buddha said, NFSD Experience is our handle. Everything is on our link tree. Our website is there. You can get your tickets there. Get your tickets there
Say that
because those
again.
tickets are going. Because like I said, we have our community that we already, cater to, and they're all excited for this event. So the tickets are going. So get your tickets. Whether you're single, whether you're coming with a couple, whether you're coming with your girlfriends, whether you got a few of them, whatever it is, come out and enjoy time with Infused.
I love it. Thank y'all so much again for, just spending time having conversation. Definitely think I'm gonna pull up on Sunday because
Yes,
I
and
know
we
the food is
have
gonna be.
some more
Oh yeah.
events leading
So
up to it too.
so
I
April
forgot about
April
that.
16th
Hmm.
at the Upper Room. We are
A
doing
new hot spot.
yes
New hot spot.
new
You talk about
cannabis.
early adapters.
Yeah,
If you are someone who enjoys a
cannabis.
nice scene, okay,
Okay.
baby? Because I'm sorry. Listen, this is one thing I have to say. I wanted to create a luxury space in cannabis because it just wasn't any for us. They make cannabis look real cute on the other side. But as it relates to us, we always have that je ne sais quoi. We always gonna add a little
Yes,
sauce to
yes.
everything. So if you want to go to a space that is looking like something, is giving you the feels, and you can smoke and enjoy some good food by me, of course, the Upper Room is the place. It's the place. A lot of people aren't hip to it yet, but get hip to it because we're going to start charging soon for you to step foot up in it. We're going to start charging more than what we charging now. So early
Yeah.
adopters, get on it.
Yes, blunts and brunch. at the upper
Hey.
room.
April 16th.
We're about to drop the flyer for that on our Instagram, so be on the lookout, man. Y'all better hit the what they be saying on YouTube, like and subscribe,
Ain't
to
no
our
like and
shit.
subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe to our shit. You know what I'm saying?
But we get the sentiment. I love it. I love
You
it.
get me? You
He
know what I'm
said tap in, y'all. Tap
saying?
in.
Tap into
Tap
the
in.
upper room too.
Tap in,
Yes.
yes.
I love
We
it.
appreciate Marijuana Matters. Like, y'all
Yes.
have been amazing. We've been following y'all from the start, and
Mhm.
that's how this one right here. I'm not like the big researcher. I'm the one that's like, after research is done, you come give me my sound bites. And what she does is like, she's the one who understands the language, the information, and a lot of her information, it comes from you all. So we appreciate, the knowledge and experience that y'all put
Mhm.
out there for the
Yes.
Black
The
community, for the
representation has
cannabis
been
community.
real.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
always been good to be on y'all team, and for y'all to be on ours. So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, we appreciate that. Because that's
Mhm.
what we're doing it for. We're doing it for each other, and we all, to some degree, right, learning together, growing together, and hopefully we will be more connected, right?
Yeah.
Being connected means showing up to your event. Connecting means buying the product, fuel, so we can be more connected in our own personal lives, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is a beautiful thing, and a healthy thing, right?
Mhm.
um, I also want to, before we close, our infamous question, which we were kind of segueing it. I feel like you were going that direction, so I just want to make sure to call like attention to it. If each of you can just share why marijuana matters to you, and then we're gonna close out. And yeah, I'm gonna see y'all on Sunday for sure.
Mhm. Marijuana matters to me because it is our it is our industry. It belongs to us. Um, and to see it come into fruition as something that we can create equity in now really is my why. And it really is, why I have stayed in close relation with marijuana. Because from us in the 80s selling it to going to jail for it to now it's being rolled out as being regulated and descheduled. So I think that it's only right that we are able to reap the benefits of the plant that has done a lot of damage in previous generations.
Uh, Marijuana matters to me because it's changed my outlook on life. You know, as a young Black man, like, being able to consume cannabis and like know it's a safe space for me, and that I can get the benefits from it, and I can also profit from it. It's like, it makes me feel good. Like, when I first told my parents I was gonna start working in marijuana, they were like, "You going to jail? Like, you need to get a job. You going to jail?" And I'm like, "Oh shit! Like, I don't want to go to jail." And to show that, like, marijuana has been able to show my parents and the people on our inside and outside community that, like, I can be a successful young Black man in marijuana and the right way. And yeah, I'm appreciative for marijuana for what it's done for me. Like,
Hmm.
not waking up in cold sweats because I'm depressed, and not having to go to a therapist or stuff like that. Like that just wasn't stuff that I came up on. So marijuana helps me with that. I'm able to talk and communicate through marijuana,
Hmm.
and understanding like a strain. Like, I'm having this type of day, I can go get me some Granddaddy Perp to kind of settle my nerves. I'm having this type of day, I can give me some Jack Harris so I can go make these moves,
Hmm.
and understanding those things, it's special.
That's dope. Thank y'all. Yeah, I felt everything y'all saying. It is received. I appreciate y'all again. I know I'm gonna see y'all on Sunday. Also, I'll be remiss if I didn't share to you on Saturday, which is the 8th of April. If y'all want to come out, and those of you who will watch this replay, come out. The MayCon is happening at DC Dream Center, which is
Mm.
2826 Q Street. And MadeCon is an amazing conference that's put on by Bird, where folks are able to tap in who have interest in either being in the music industry or just actually it's a slew of industries, right? Because we're there also. There will be a cannabis segment of programming for 2 hours starting at 2 o'clock, and we're going to have some really beautiful folks in the room, from Jay Mills to Caroline Bouquet will be there, Scrogger, just a slew of folks that will be talking about the plant touching side and the ancillary side, which is, y'all special sweet spot. So
That's
definitely
great.
come through if you want to learn or just network even with those who are already in the industry. So that's what we'll be on
Yeah.
Saturday. Sunday we got y'all brunch, and all these things are coming up in April. April's gonna be a
Yeah.
heavy hitter, y'all.
Oh, April
April
is
is gonna
big
be
heavy.
great.
It's big heavy, and we got 420 coming.
Yeah.
That's
I
2
feel
weeks.
like 420 is
that?
like the entire month
That's
now.
two. No,
Yeah,
two.
it
But
is.
today's what's today's date? The
The
fifth.
Yeah.
fifth.
Oh, okay. We got nine. It was. How many days is that? 16 days.
Mm-hmm.
15 days. 15 days. Yeah.
15.
Yeah, it's
17.
coming. I just can't wait. I love 420.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot going on, y'all. So
Yeah.
please,
Oh man,
please,
she be
please
making
tap
these
in. Tap
bomb.
in
Yeah.
to the prom on April 22nd. Make sure that
Yeah.
it's your nightcap, for the day if you are attending the National Cannabis Fest, especially if you're not from the district, not from DC, coming into town. Go ahead and get some vibes with good people,
Yes.
local folk,
Good
husband and wife
food.
team, good food.
Food
Yes.
about to be busting.
But blessed. Y'all hear that?
Busting.
Food about to be blessed. Look, y'all come through, because we definitely gonna be there. Okay,
Yes. Can't wait to
appreciate
see
y'all.
you.
Yeah.